Hello everyone, thanks for coming. My name is Markowitz. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Drata, two-time founder, first time at SaaStr. And for the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to talk about everyone's favorite subject, the most exciting subject at all of SaaStr, I promise, and that's of course compliance. Something that as SaaS companies we all face at one point or another. So today we're going to talk about how and why companies are automating their compliance programs and all of the benefits that come with that. So let's jump in. So first, as SaaS companies, we all have the obligation, the responsibility to protect our customers' data. And so we pursue various compliance certifications, attestations like SOC 2, ISO 27001, to prove we're doing the things we should be doing with their data. We want to prove that so that we can earn and keep their trust. Trust is at the center of all of this. Outside of time, I think trust is our most precious asset. Very difficult to earn, very easy to lose. And so today, the minimum bar for proving we deserve that trust is meeting these compliance standards. Now, depending on the type of data you store and process on behalf of your customers, there's different compliance certifications and standards that may apply. For instance, everyone's personal favorite SOC 2 very broadly applies to any company that stores or processes data in the cloud, which is 99.9% of the companies here at SaaStr. So this is something we all have to do, and we obviously all want to earn the trust of our customers. The question becomes, why isn't this a more popular subject? The short answer is it's expensive, both in terms of cost, but more importantly in terms of time. Companies spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, hundreds of hours a year on compliance. And many times it's just meeting still a bare minimum of actual security as a result. So if you've never done it before, let's quickly, at a high level, just walk through what that process looks like. It's a very time-consuming, strenuous process that first involves identifying risk across the organization, designing controls to help mitigate that risk, then implementing security controls to actually mitigate that risk, and then collecting evidence along the way to prove to auditors the operating effectiveness of these controls. This is an iterative process. It never ends. You repeat it across hundreds of controls, and the effort only increases as your company grows in size. More assets, more employees, more work to be done. And so you're living in spreadsheets, screenshots, shared drive folders, and you never really get a sense at a global level, and definitely not at a real-time level, of your actual security posture. So anytime you have a process like this, very manual, repetitive, everyone has to do it, you can't avoid it, and it only grows in effort over time, all the ingredients make this very ripe for disruption. Disruption in this case comes in automation. So let's talk about all the why. Didn't realize we had such fun animation. Ooh, this is exciting. Bear with me. Totally worth it. These icons are awesome. Okay, so first, by introducing automation, we're going to eliminate all the manual work involved. You're no longer living in spreadsheets and screenshots and shared folders, and so you're saving hundreds of engineering hours a year that could be repurposed on other things like products or actual security work. You're also going to reduce human error. So anytime you have a repetitive manual process, very prone to human error. In this case, that human error could be security and audit risk. So letting the robots do the work here, letting software do what it does best consistently every single time, you're going to reduce that human error. You're going to save more time, definitely a lot of heartache and headache during an audit. Valuable insights. This one's a little less obvious. We're shifting the paradigm here. When you shift your focus away from manually discovering gaps in your compliance posture, you get to re-spend that time actually mitigating and remediating gaps that software is automatically capturing for you. So you're no longer just doing a bunch of compliance activities off of a checklist. That's not really what compliance is. You're doing real security, which is at the heart of all this in the first place, delivering secure software for your customers. Continuous monitoring has to be one of the most valuable benefits of automation. Having your finger on the pulse of that real-time security posture. One person on our team couldn't possibly monitor even just a single control 24 hours a day. It'd be really cool if they could, because then they'd know in real time if that control wasn't operating effectively. They'd have all the evidence ready for an auditor. But even then, it would still be one control, and even that's not possible. But automation software can monitor hundreds of controls every single day and know exactly when a gap forms so that you can remediate in real time. And then you might want to report on those controls in real time for your customers externally, for your board internally. And you might want to do this before your first audit or in between audits. A really good analogy that I heard recently, I can't take credit for it, is if you're at a restaurant, you're eating dinner, and you see the A rating in the window. You feel really good knowing the last time the inspector came, the kitchen was clean. Or if somebody leaned over and told you the inspector came 6 months ago, and they put that sign up, and they're not going to come back for another 6 months, you take your next bite. You might wonder how clean the kitchen is tonight. Same thing with your customers. They might want to know, it's great your auditor came 6 months ago, they're going to come back in 6 months, but how secure is the software today? being able to generate real-time reports is now possible with automation any given day of the year. And then one of the more obvious ones, streamlined audits. When you have all this evidence automatically captured every single day, you're going to be more audit ready. The audits will be faster, more predictable, and they should be cheaper because of this. So how all this works is through deep integrations with all these cloud systems. The cloud systems is where the data is being processed and stored, so that makes sense. Companies connect their tech stacks to an automation platform that then provides them with these real-time insights on how their controls are performing any given day of the year. So you log in, you can see exactly where you stand today, where gaps might have formed since yesterday, and then a playbook on how to actually remediate those gaps. So you're consistently delivering the most secure and compliant software for your customers. Evidence of hundreds of controls are going to be captured every single day as well. Again, this is where those hundreds of hours would have been spent otherwise. And all these controls are mapped to various frameworks. So when you log in, you can actually see in real time how compliant you are across multiple frameworks all at the same time. We say at Drata that any given day is an opportunity for a gap to form in your compliance program, which is true. Employees come and go, you're spinning up and spinning down assets. So the best way to actually have your finger on the pulse and consistently deliver for your customers is having this real-time automated monitoring in place. I think it was Jeff Wiener that said, "Trust is consistency over time," which is one of my favorite quotes, and I really agree with that. Automation now lets us consistently deliver the most secure and compliant software for our customers. Again, that's the heart of all of this. I knew there was no way I was going to talk for 10 minutes straight. I'm going to talk way too fast, especially when I'm excited. Compliance is the most exciting subject at all of SaaStr. But thank you all for coming. Thank you, SaaStr, for having us. We're really excited for next year.